To protect against infections, all of your baby's feeding equipment, including bottles and teats, should be sterilised until your baby is at least 12 months of age. So the first step is that when your baby has had their feed, as soon as possible after that, you will use hot soapy water and a bottle brush and a teat brush to clean the bottle equipment. You could also use a dishwasher. Just make sure that you place them upside down in the dishwasher if you do that. But bearing in mind, once you've used the dishwasher, the equipment will still need to be sterilised afterwards as well. Now, there are different kinds of sterilisers you can use. You can use a cold water steriliser, which you will need to have a tub, and the tub should have a floating lid which can push down all of the equipment under it to make sure it's fully submerged, and it will also have a lid over the top. If you're going to use a cold water steriliser, please follow the instructions on the sterilising solution, but all of those solutions will need to be changed every 24 hours. Normally, what you'll do is you'll wash up the equipment in the way that we've already talked about, submerge it, make sure there's no bubbles in it because you've got that floating lid pushing it down on top of it, and then it can stay in there for at least 30 minutes. Take it out after 30 minutes, give it a really good shake, and it is ready to use. But the equipment should be at least 30 minutes in the cold water steriliser. You might want to use a steam steriliser. These are generally either electric ones that you plug in or a microwave steriliser. A tip from me, please make sure that the steriliser that you're choosing to buy for your microwave does actually fit into the microwave you've got at home. I've known that mistake being made on different occasions. Normally, you will follow the manufacturer's instructions. Again, you'll wash up the equipment, you'll tend to put it upside down into the steriliser, and then follow those instructions. But normally, once you take it out of the steriliser, it doesn't remain sterile anymore. Just make sure you look at the instructions and see. You might also choose to boil your equipment. If this is the case, just make sure that it says on the instructions of the equipment that it's safe to boil. Please bear in mind that the teats of bottles can disintegrate quicker, so you'll need to be really careful checking that the teats are not torn, cracked or damaged in any way before using them with your baby. If you're going to boil, clean all the feeding equipment, put it in a large pan of boiling water for at least 10 minutes, making sure it's all under the surface, and please set a timer so that you don't leave it on too long, and please obviously do not burn yourself when you're removing anything from any of the sterilisers. So after you've finished your sterilising, leave the bottles and teats in your steriliser or the pan until you need them. You're going to wash and dry your hands before you're handling the sterilised equipment, and ideally you could use sterile tongs to do that. When you take them out of the steriliser, shake any excess water out and put the teats and lids on the bottles straight away. You always make sure that you're assembling the bottle on a clean, disinfected surface, or even on the upturned lid of the steriliser.